Welcome back to our channel HD Ultra Rare Coins. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence of 2011. At first glance, it might appear to be nothing more than a small copper-plated steel coin, a common piece of British change found in wallets, cash registers, and pockets across the nation. But as you will soon discover, this coin holds a fascinating story, one that has captured the imagination of collectors around the world and led to an astonishing value that few would ever believe. To understand the significance of the 2011 2 pence, we must step back into the rich history of the decimal coinage system in the United Kingdom. The journey of the 2 pence coin began in 1971, when Britain transitioned from the centuries-old system of pounds, shillings, and pence into a modern decimal system. The change was monumental, requiring an entirely new range of coins that would become familiar in daily life. Among them was the humble 2 pence, introduced with a design that reflected Britain's tradition and heraldry. The first issues carried the iconic badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, and the motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. For decades, this symbol defined the coin, a simple yet powerful link to royal heritage. However, by 2008, the Royal Mint embarked on one of the most dramatic redesigns in modern British coinage history. A new series of coins was introduced, designed by Matthew Dent, which when placed together revealed a complete depiction of the Royal Shield of Arms. This bold concept was unlike anything ever attempted before, and it gave new life to the everyday coins of Britain. Each denomination carried a fragment of the shield, and the 2 pence featured the lower left section, displaying part of the lion passant gardant, a proud heraldic lion symbolizing courage, power, and tradition. This marked the end of the Prince of Wales feathers on the 2 pence, and the beginning of a new chapter. The Elizabeth II 2 pence of 2011 belongs to this modern shield series, yet it carries with it a fascinating aura of importance. On the obverse of the coin, the familiar effigy of Queen Elizabeth II gazes serenely outward, a portrait designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which had been introduced in 1998. This portrait, with its realistic detail and mature representation of the Queen, became one of the most beloved designs among collectors. Surrounding the Queen's portrait are the words, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, followed by the date, 2011. These Latin inscriptions translate to, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith, an enduring acknowledgement of her role not just as monarch, but as a figure tied deeply to history, faith, and duty. Turning the coin over, the reverse reveals Dent's modern shield fragment, sleek and symbolic. Though just a fraction of the greater shield, it represents Britain's strength, unity, and continuity through the centuries. When placed alongside the 1 penny, 5 pence, 10 pence, 20 pence, and 50 pence coins, the full shield emerges, a masterpiece of modern design hidden within the ordinary circulation coins of the realm. This innovation brought excitement to collectors and the public alike, who marveled at the artistry embedded within everyday change. What makes the 2011 issue particularly intriguing is not simply its design, but its relative scarcity in pristine condition. Millions of 2 pence coins were struck that year for circulation, and for most people, it was just another coin to pass from hand to hand. But collectors know that rarity often hides in the details. Mint errors, limited mintages for certain presentations, and exceptional condition coins graded at the highest levels by professional services all contribute to transforming an ordinary coin into an extraordinary treasure. The 2011 2 pence is one of those coins that, under the right circumstances, becomes a highly sought-after piece. Imagine holding this coin fresh from the Royal Mint in brilliant uncirculated condition. The copper-plated steel shines with a warm, reddish luster, the portrait of the Queen crisp and flawless, and the shield design on the reverse sharp enough to catch the light with every tilt. Now imagine that same coin preserved carefully, untouched by circulation, protected from scratches, dirt, and time itself. Such coins, graded at the highest mint state levels, become incredibly valuable to collectors who recognize their scarcity and perfection. The smallest flaw, a tiny blemish, a faint mark, can mean the difference between an ordinary coin worth pennies and a rare gem worth thousands, even millions. The story of the 2011 2 pence is also tied to the enduring legacy of Queen Elizabeth II. By 2011, the Queen had reigned for nearly 6 decades, becoming not just a figurehead of Britain but a symbol of resilience, continuity, and dignity recognized worldwide. Every coin bearing her portrait is a piece of her story, a physical reminder of her reign. Collectors from across the globe treasure coins of Elizabeth II not just for their metal or design, but for the way they connect us to her remarkable life and the era she defined. The 2011 2 pence, though a modern issue, embodies that connection in a profound way. But rarity is not always about age. Sometimes, it is about timing, production, and circumstance. Certain batches of the 2011 2 pence coins were struck with minor variations or errors, ranging from double strikes to slight misalignments. These anomalies, often unnoticed by the casual observer, are what make numismatists' hearts race. An error coin transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. What seems like a simple mistake becomes a treasure, for it represents a one-of-a-kind piece, a moment when the machine slipped, creating something unique that no one else in the world possesses. Such coins become the crown jewels of collections, with values skyrocketing at auction. Collectors also value the coin for its place in the modern history of British coinage. The redesign of 2008 was still relatively fresh in 2011, and people were still adjusting to the idea that their coins now formed a larger picture. This made the shield design coins particularly collectible in their early years, as sets were assembled and preserved. The 2011 issue, therefore, stands as a reminder of that period of change and modernization, when Britain's coinage took a bold step into the future while still honoring its heraldic traditions. When we consider the global coin market, it becomes clear why a coin like the Elizabeth II 2 pence of 2011 can achieve such astounding value. Collectors from around the world compete for the finest examples, driving prices higher and higher. Auctions have seen fierce bidding wars over seemingly small and ordinary coins, but when rarity, condition, and historical significance converge, the results can be breathtaking. Coins that once jingled unnoticed in pockets suddenly become treasures worth fortunes, coveted by museums, private collectors, and investors alike. The fascination with this coin also comes from the allure of the unexpected. How could something so small, so seemingly insignificant, be worth millions? And yet, that is the beauty of numismatics. Value is not just about size or denomination, it is about history, rarity, artistry, and desire. The 2011 2 pence is proof that even the humblest of coins can carry extraordinary stories and unimaginable worth. It challenges us to look closer, to appreciate the details, and to recognize that treasure can sometimes hide in plain sight. As time passes, coins like the Elizabeth II 2 pence of 2011 will only grow in significance. With each year, fewer flawless examples remain, and collectors who secure them now hold not just a piece of metal, but a piece of history, a piece of art, and a piece of the Queen's enduring legacy. The stories surrounding these coins will continue to inspire future generations of collectors, sparking curiosity, passion, and the thrill of discovery. And now, we arrive at the question that lingers in everyone's mind. What is the true value of this extraordinary coin? After all, value is what turns curiosity into astonishment, and astonishment into legend. The Elizabeth II 2 pence of 2011, in its rarest, most pristine, and most coveted form, has been valued at an astonishing $16 million. Yes, $16 million for a coin whose face value is just 2 pence. It is a figure that seems almost unbelievable, but it is a testament to the incredible power of rarity, history, and human desire. From the minting presses of the Royal Mint to the hands of the few fortunate collectors who hold it today, this coin's journey is nothing short of remarkable. Top 2. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence coin from the year 2001. What makes a coin so seemingly ordinary transform into an object of obsession among collectors worldwide? Today, we embark on a journey into its history, design, and the extraordinary story that elevates this humble piece of copper-plated steel into one of the most desirable rarities ever to grace the world of coin collecting. The tale begins in the early 1970s, when the United Kingdom introduced decimalization, a sweeping change that redefined its currency system. Out went the centuries-old pounds, shillings, and pence, replaced by a new decimal-based structure that aimed to simplify trade and bring Britain in line with modern economic practices. The 2-pence coin was first introduced in 1971, carrying the distinctive "new pence" legend, a reminder to the public that the coinage system was no longer what it used to be. For over a decade, this phrase appeared on the coin, until 1982, when the inscription was finally changed to 2 pence, symbolizing a permanent embrace of the decimal system. By the year 2001, the 2 pence had become an ordinary part of British pockets, purses, and tills. Millions were struck at the Royal Mint, mostly in copper-plated steel after the late 1990s, when copper prices had risen too high to justify making coins from solid bronze. But buried within those millions lies a story that sets some examples of the 2001 2 pence apart, turning them into highly coveted rarities worth fortunes. For collectors, the excitement stems not from sheer quantity but from the small anomalies, the unusual minting details, and the historical quirks that accompany specific issues. The obverse of the coin features the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, as designed by Ian Rank Broadley, whose effigy was introduced in 1998. This portrait depicted the Queen in a more realistic style than its predecessors, showcasing her maturity and regal strength as she entered her 70s. Unlike earlier, more youthful portraits, Rank Broadley's rendition was direct and detailed, with the Queen wearing the tiara known as the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland, one of her favorite and most iconic pieces of jewelry. Collectors regard this effigy as one of the most accurate representations of Her Majesty, making the coins that carry it historically significant in their own right. The reverse of the 2 pence coin in 2001 carried the classic badge of the Prince of Wales, an ostrich feather plume encircled by a coronet, with a ribbon bearing the motto, "Ich diene," meaning, "I serve." This design, originally crafted by Christopher Ironside, had adorned the 2 pence since its inception in 1971. It represented a direct connection to centuries of royal symbolism and the deep traditions of the British monarchy. At first glance, it was just another coin of small value, easily dismissed in daily life, but for the collector with a trained eye, every small detail could hold the key to its fortune. So what, then, makes the 2001 2 pence stand out among millions? In the realm of numismatics, errors and anomalies often create the most significant interest. Some coins struck in 2001 are believed to carry peculiarities, double strikes, off-center mintings, or unusual metal compositions that make them extraordinarily rare. Even beyond errors, the very context of the coin adds to its allure. The early 2000s marked a transitional era for British coinage, where older traditions met with modern production techniques, and the subtle shifts in minting processes produced variations that collectors chase feverishly. Another aspect that elevates this coin is its place within the broader narrative of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. The year 2001 was a tumultuous time in global history. Across the world, great events were unfolding, moments that would define the early years of the new millennium. The British monarchy, steadfast and symbolic, stood as a reminder of continuity in an age of change. Coins like the 2001 2 pence serve as small, tangible anchors to that era. They remind us of how a simple piece of currency can carry within it the spirit of its time. Collectors are drawn to such coins not only because of their beauty but also because of their stories. Each coin has passed through countless hands, perhaps spent in shops, clinking in jars, or tucked away in wallets. Yet among those ordinary journeys, a few coins survive unscathed, pristine in their mint condition, or bearing that unique anomaly that makes them treasures. The thrill of the hunt, the possibility that a coin worth mere pennies might actually hold a secret fortune, is what drives collectors to search through change with unrelenting passion. The journey of the 2001 2 pence into the world of high-value rarities also owes much to the mystique created around the coin by numismatic experts and auction houses. When even a few examples are discovered to fetch staggering sums at auction, it ignites a frenzy among collectors. Stories circulate of coins tucked away for decades suddenly surfacing and changing their owner's life overnight. The Elizabeth II 2 pence of 2001 has become one such legend. But beyond monetary value, there lies artistry and history. The coin connects directly to the legacy of Christopher Ironside, one of Britain's most renowned coin designers. His work was simple yet deeply symbolic, carrying forward heraldic traditions in a modern medium. Paired with Rank Broadley's portrait of Elizabeth II, the coin becomes a fusion of artistry across decades, a symbol of continuity in Britain's coinage. The metal composition itself also tells a story. Prior to 1992, 2 pence coins were minted from bronze. Rising metal prices, however, forced a change. From then on, coins like the 2001 issue were struck from copper-plated steel, a practical yet symbolic shift reflecting the economic realities of modern minting. Collectors value this transitional history, as it reminds us how even the smallest coin is not immune to global economic forces. When pristine specimens of the 2001 2 pence are discovered, especially those in proof or error form, they become treasures commanding extraordinary sums. Imagine a coin, once dismissed as worth only 2 pence, now valued in the millions. Such reversals capture the imagination like nothing else. They remind us that rarity is not always obvious, and that even the most ordinary object can conceal untold worth. For years, dedicated enthusiasts of HD ultra-rare coins and other passionate collectors have documented, studied, and celebrated coins like the 2001 2 pence. They bring together knowledge of history, art, and economics to piece together the puzzle of why a coin becomes rare. Every groove, every shine, every small detail is analyzed with care, transforming the study of coins into a kind of historical detective work. It is a number that almost defies belief. 22 million for a coin that most people would casually overlook, lost between sofa cushions or rattling around in a piggy bank. But therein lies the magic of numismatics. Value is not only measured in metal or denomination, it is measured in history, rarity, and the passions of those who seek to preserve the treasures of the past. The Elizabeth II 2 pence of 2001, with its humble beginnings, now stands as one of the crown jewels of coin collecting. For collectors, the hunt continues. Somewhere, perhaps in a forgotten jar or an untouched wallet, another pristine example of the 2001 2 pence might be waiting to be discovered. And for those who cherish the stories coins tell, this tiny piece of copper-plated steel is more than money. It is a symbol of history, artistry, and human fascination with rarity itself. And so, the next time you hold a simple coin in your hand, pause and think. Could it be that within your grasp lies a piece of history worth millions? Could it be that the most ordinary coin in your pocket is, in fact, a hidden treasure? For in the world of coins, anything is possible. And the Elizabeth II 2 pence of 2001, with its extraordinary value of $22 million, is living proof of that eternal truth.